I'm not, but we're back for round 12. Britain. Round 12. So, I should be racing, but here we are. I'm not. So we're going to live with that. We have 17 drivers tonight, which is more than I was expecting, actually. Yep, ignore. But I hadn't updated that. Right. So today, mathematically, Stellar Repas can win the championship. I think. Yeah. Okay. So he just needs to gain 9 more points over Trucker, and he will have won the championship. Obviously, if he wins sprint, he gets 3 points, right, for finishing first. So I think I'm right in saying that. So that's 3, and he only needs to then win the race, and he would win the championship. I'm sure Trucker can put up a fight today. At least I'm hoping he can. We have a few guests today, so we have one of the admins, SietseBouma. We've got httpPyro, and yeah, I think a couple more. I think Kinetic is racing, and yeah. Okay, so everyone's on soft, as expected, but you know. And it's Ishtar up in first at the moment. Stellar Repas is all the way down in 16th place. What? Has something happened? No. Okay. Strange. He must be running a blowdown for setup or something. I think some people will probably invalidate. I'm expecting. So Ishtar is still in first. BR4 is off. Terminator's still on a lap though. Okay. Ishtar is still in first. Okay. This is an impressive lap. That's right on board with him to the end. Oh, Joe gets ahead of him in a straight line, but he gets it back. It's going to be a race to the line between Joe Ishtar and Mitch. And Ishtar, no, he's not. Joe got it at the very end. How is Stellar Repas up in second? He was in 5th. What? My calling must have been glitched, but Joe will be starting the sprint race in first place, ahead of Stellar Repas, Ishtar, Mitchell, Big Bambino, Steba, Boba Fett, Kinetic, Ross, Sietse, Olu, Oswaldo, Pyro, Salieri, Erminator, Kaetic, and Zetrompus. Or sorry, no. Erminator, Zetrompus, and BR4. Okay. That was a very close quali, I must admit. I did think Ishtar was going to put it on pole, but was it just my game was glitched, or did he actually lose it in the final sector? He was only 1/10 down in the final sector, so I think he just lost it at the line. That's a shame. Okay, into the sprint race. Obviously, you would have to say that Stellar Airpass would be favourite to win the race, but Joe got ahead of him in quali, so we'll see what way they went on setups. Maybe Joe's setup was a bit more qualifying based. Lights out, and away we go. That's a good start from Stellar Airpass. Oh, but Ishtar gets down the outside of him. Let's see. BR4 got a penalty. A nice move from Ishtar. Will he use his overtake to try to get past Joe down the straight? Oh, and Pyro spun. I think he maybe had a collision with Arm, because they're at the back quite far off. And so is Salieri. Does Salieri have damage? No. None of them have damage. They must have just had a spin. Okay. BR4 on the back of Sietze. Is he going to line up a move? Ooh, they made a bit of contact there. Using overtake. BR4 going down the inside of Bouma, and he makes the move. Oh, leg. Stellar Airpass is a bit of a train at the moment. Oh, and a bit of oversteer for Boba Fett, and Olu's past him. I love how the minute I said that, the train broke apart a little bit. Oh, Mitch gonna go down the inside of Big Bambino here. Oh, they make contact and he spun him. That's Big Bambino outside the top 10 now. Olu going around the outside of Mitch. He was a little bit off track. He might have to give that position back, but it doesn't appear so at the moment. Can BR4 go the long way around? No, Ross shuts the door, but he could get the switch back. He's down the inside of Ross. That was a very nice overtake, and he's shut him off. So Airpass got back up to Ishtar. He seems to have a little bit of an oversteer problem through sector 2, so he needs to hang on to the DRS and maybe bring himself back into this. Ishtar's on the attack at the moment. And Ross has Mitch spun. I think Mitch has spun. No, okay, he just got passed twice. Okay, I was a little bit confused there. BR4 got another 2-second time penalty. Or 2-second time penalty. Jesus. Obviously DRS is now enabled, so will he be able to go for a move? Del Repos is closer to Ishtar than Ishtar is to Joe, but Joe has no DRS. It's all going to Constantine up here. Olu's close to the back of Steba now. The two Finns fighting it out for fourth. Steba is still holding off Olu. But Ishtar goes around the outside of Joe. They make a bit of contact. And he does get ahead of Joe, which puts him at danger to Stel. Does Stel go down the inside? No, he gets shut off. He was wise enough not to go too deep. But Ishtar sets the fastest lap of the race, which is them beaten by Boba Fett and BR4. Boba Fett and BR4 were in the 27s there. Oh, and Bauma gets a penalty. That would not put him behind Bambino, actually. Ishtar is driving off into the distance now. Hopefully he will stay in front down this straight, or else his hopes of winning will be gone. Can still stay close to them through the S section. Baggets and Baggets. He has no oversteer this time around. Ishtar's no DRS, so he'll be vulnerable to both of them. Still goes the responsible way around, but he will not make any. Oh no! Oh, bit of contact, and Ishtar's kind of been pushed out of the way there. Does he have any damage from that? I don't think so. But onto the final lap. I think something's happened. Has Waldo spun? No, Ross has spun. Ross has spun down at the Vale chicane, I think. I think it's a battle for the lead with Stel and Joe now only. But I wouldn't count Ishtar out of it yet. He does have DRS. And Ross is off track again. Ishtar is much closer this time now. But he's also under pressure from Olu, but Olu has a penalty. So he won't be worried about Olu at the current moment. Now, can still get past on this straight. He's going to throw everything at this. This is his last opportunity. He's going to go the long way around. Joe's fought the inside line. Joe stays ahead. He blocks him off at the apex. Still's going to have to go the long way around again. He's ahead going into the corner, but Joe stays ahead. And Joe will come around to sit P1 for the full 50% race. And Mitch does go ahead of Bauma. Bauma goes behind both Mitch, Salieri, and Erminator. And then we've got Pyro, Ross, and Kayetic still competing. I think Ross was in P9 before he had his incident, so he'll be disappointed with P16. But I'm sure he can fight back. Kayetic will be last over the line. Now, let's see how things finished. Sweet potatoes underrated, what can I say? The best vegetable. No, best vegetable. So, Joe and Stella at the front row. Ishtar, Steba, Alu, Bubble Fed, BR4, Trumpus, Osvaldo, Big Bambino, Paul House, Salieri, Erminator, Bauma, Pyro, Ross, and Gaetic. It was an interesting race at the front, but there's a lot of penalties, so I'm expecting there to be more penalties in the main race. The R4 did get the fastest lap, so it doesn't mean anything right now, but maybe he'll fight for that in the main race. I think he'll be disappointed with 7th, but not from 17th on the grid. Actually, the person I think who will be the most disappointed is Ishtar. He led for a lap or two, and then the DRS caught up with him, and yeah. Right. Yeah, well, you're watching the best tier of racing of all time, so yeah, you're watching the right place. We just have to wait now for people to ready up, and then we will be getting into the full race. Oh wait, is my fucking is the quality of the stream like really low? Oops. Oh no, never mind. Okay. Just a reminder that your starting grid is Joe, Ripas, Ishtar, Steba, Alu, Boba Fett, BR4, Trumpus, Osvaldo, Big Bambino, Mitch, Salieri, Erminator, Bauma, Pyro, Ross, Gaetic. And I think we're getting started now. Alright, we're getting started. I would still say Stella Repass is probably the favourite to win the race. He's very good in a long distance. Can be prone to a mistake or two, but apart from that, he's probably the favourite to win the race. Obviously Joe is very quick, so second favourite in my opinion. After that I'm not too sure because the grid's pretty mixed up. I would say Trompus and BR4 have pretty good chances as well. They were very quick in the sprint, so you know, we'll see what they can produce. And obviously Ishtar, he's very good in a race that's got a few accidents in it. He can pull a result out of the bag, so yeah. Alright. Well, YouTube thinks we're 8 years in the past because the game it's put us down under is F1 2014. I know the game hasn't changed that much since F1 2014, but this isn't F1 2014. If you haven't noticed. So Joe starting on mediums, Steva on mediums, Salieri on mediums, Arm on mediums, and Bauma on mediums. Oh, and Chaotic. Right. Okay, so there's a few starting on the mediums, but majority on soft. I'm most surprised no one at the back decided to go on the hard tires. They're not amazing here, but I think if someone wanted to do something, they could try hard. Oh wait, I just realised Stella has already won the championship because Trucker isn't racing. I don't know how I never noticed that before, but you know, it's fine. There's still a lot to play for. When I'm not injured, my teammate Ross and I are fighting for 7th in the Constructors. That's still up for grabs in the remaining 3 races, but at the moment Aston Martin would run away with it because Steve was in 4th, and obviously I can't race, so. So soft to mediums, soft to hards, that's the only 2 options really, or mediums to soft. Especially because we don't have used tires. Soft to mediums is very doable. Right. We're just waiting for the far red lights to pop up now. Alright. 5 lights. And away we go. It was a long wait, and I think that's been a good start from Stella Repass. Oh no, it was actually a better start for Joe. Same thing happened last race, and Ishtar's all over Stella. I think Ross has just made up 2 positions, up to 14th. Oh no, he's had a bit of oversteer, and BR4 had a mare of a start. He's down to 15th from 7th. So Trompus is down the inside of Steba. They make a bit of contact, but he does push him out of the way. But he's still there. Steba is still on the inside, and now Big Bambino's joined the party. Will he try go down the inside? No, he's kind of been blocked off by Steba there. Oh, but Steba was a bit slow through there. Bambino's all over him. Obviously, Steba has a disadvantage. He's on the mediums, but still, Bambino's all over him. Salierian oh my lord, slipstream of Bauma. I mean, my sentence doesn't even make sense anymore. Osvaldo into the pits. Oh yes, damage, okay. And did still got past Joe again, okay. Or was he already passed? I can't tell. Either way, Bauma has caught up to the back of Boba Fett. No DRS yet, obviously, but I think Bauma would really like to get past at the moment, as he's on the harder compounded tyre to Boba Fett. So if we get ahead, that would be ideal for him. Olu on the back of Ishtar, chasing him down. And obviously the boat chasing down Joe, who's on the mediums. Although using his ERS. So is Ishtar. Will he go down the inside? No, he doesn't have the DRS yet, so he's just waiting it out. Bambino on the back is a Trompus. He's gonna try go around the outside, but he's been a little bit too early on the brakes to try and move around the outside of there. Boba Fett is into the pits. He must have had damage, I can't tell though. But assume though. It's been a clean start for Kai. I think that's probably the best he could have hoped for. Obviously he's not tier 1. He's tier 3. So yeah, he's got to hope for a bit of luck to help him get a result. Ishtar's very close to Joe now, but I think it was a little bit too deep on the brakes, those 2 corners, so he's dropped off a little bit. The medium runners are struggling at the moment, as you would, you know, imagine at this stage of the race. Pyro's going past Terminator. I think Terminator must have been off track from a moment there. Oh, Joe's a sitting duck on the straight. Ishtar's down the inside. And he does make the move. And now Joe's going to be vulnerable to Olu, who goes down the inside into Vale. That was a very nice move. As Joe was... Oh, but he's made contact with Joe. He's made contact with Joe at the apex. And that has put Joe out of contention for the race win. Because he's now down to 9th. Oh no, 8th. He's down to 8th. Pyro is on the back of him, and he does have the soft tyres, and Joe will now have a little bit of overheating problems. No DRS for Joe. Should be an easy move for Pyro on the inside. Joe does fight it on the outside though. And he keeps it on track, I think, just about. And he does stay in head. And that pushes Arminator in front of Pyro. Unlucky for Pyro. Olu is chasing down Ishtar. The softs proving to be the better tyre to start on, as the top 5 are all on softs. No DRS for Ishtar. Olu's gaining, but he doesn't have the ERS anymore. Ishtar does have a little bit more ERS than Olu, so. Arminator goes down the inside of Joe, but concedes the position again on the exit. Mitchell will want to get past Arminator and Joe as they're on the harder compounded tyre. I think he will want to get past them now rather than have to fight them when they're on better tyres than him. The DRS means on Arminator means he doesn't gain, but he does gain on Joe, which is pushing Arminator into Midge. So only Arminator with penalties at the moment. At this point in the sprint race, I think 5 people had penalties, so an improvement in that regard. Mitchell's going to try go down the inside of Arminator, coming into Megas and Beckett. Oh, they make a bit of contact, but Mitch does get ahead. But what's happened? Arminator's out. That could be a safety car. And that's put Ross... Okay, no, it's safety car. Right. That almost put Ross at Denja07 on the exit, I think, because I think he might have been compromised a bit by Arminator's problems. Everyone's going to pit now. This didn't really suit the medium runners, but Palma is into the lead. Okay, so Joe has gone to hards, and so is Gayetic, probably because they were on the mediums beforehand. So, did anyone go from mediums to another set of mediums? Well, Osvaldo and Boba Fett did, but they already had a pit stop. So. Bauma's tyres are 5 laps old, so same with Salieri's. I think they can probably still stay ahead of Ishtar and still until probably maybe lap 10, or depends when the safety car comes in. But once the DRS comes into play, then they're going to have to pit probably very shortly, because they're going to fall like a duck, or a stone, I mean, not a duck. A safety car will probably come in end of next lap. Safety car in this lap, I think. Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure. So I couldn't remember if I saw the message or not. But I was going to have to be very careful on this restart. Especially leaving the final corner, he could spin. I'm not speaking from experience there or anything. And he goes. And the Salieri's been left in the dirt. It was a very good restart from Sietse. Oh, and Salieri almost lost it. And Ishtar was very careful, or very lucky and careful to not crash into the back of him there. But he's going to be all over the back of Salieri. Down the back straight. Salieri must have damage or something. He's all over the track right now. He has 3 or 4 cars wanting to get past him. Stellar Repos is going to go around the outside of him. He's going to have to use his ERS though, because Salieri isn't going out without a fight. He's got a pretty big strain because of the safety car restart. And he's still ahead of Stellar Repos. He's on the grass. He's on the curbs. He's everywhere. But he's still ahead. And this has put Stellar Repos in the situation where he's getting passed by the Trumpus down the inside. Oh, and Stell loses it. That'll cost him a position or two. Had a bit of contact with Mitch there, but there wasn't much in it. Pyro will be looking at the back end of Stell and thinking he can get past maybe. Salieri's still ahead of the Trumpus and Big Bambino though. Those 8-lap-old mediums aren't holding up well. Ishtar is all over the back of Bauma now, and Salieri is under pressure from 5 or 6 cars. Will Ishtar go for the move? No, not yet. He'll be up close, going into Megas and Wickets, and he won't go for a move here. We know what happened to Arminator when that choice was made. The Trump is using his ERS, going to go down the inside here. He's not close enough though. This is a great defending from the Ukrainian Salieri. DRS is now enabled, so Salieri and Bauma are going to be in a bit of a problem. And so Trompus just flies past him, and Ishtar has gone past Bauma, but Bauma's not given up. Bauma has a lot more ERS to play with, and he will try get back past Ishtar. If he can stay with him, I think he can get back past. Always on the back of Salieri now, because Salieri got passed by both Bambino and Trompus. Right, Bauma has the DRS, he has the ERS over Ishtar. Can he get past? He's pulling closer, he gets down the inside, and Ishtar does keep the position. But Bauma hasn't given up. He's staying close to Ishtar. If he can keep it tidy, he could still win this race. Maybe. And Joe gets a 3-second time penalty for too many warnings. Oh, and that's step off in the gravel, or the grass even, but that's not what we like to see. We like to see close battling. We don't like to see is people off in the gravel. Bauma is still very close to Ishtar. Oh, and Salieri had a bit of contact there, and I think Stell, the repass, might have taken damage from that, because he dropped the position as well. No, he doesn't have any damage, but Olu kind of forced his way past Salieri, which meant he hit off Salieri, and Salieri caused, like, I don't know what, but wasn't what we like to see. Now Joe is on the back of it. Well, he lost a bit of time on the exit there. Salieri's all over the track. He's surely got to pit soon. But Bauma has been very good on those tires. He's still in second, and he's only 3/10 behind Ishtar. Stell and Mitchell are into the pits. They must have got damage from that incident. Bauma has a lot more ERS than Ishtar. He will get close, but he doesn't have the straight line speed to get past him on that straight, and that's what he needs, because he loses too much time in the second sector, and then it's the same thing over and over again. He does have more ERS than Ishtar, and he's pushed him into a kind of almost, 10% range. Bauma activates the ERS again. Activates the ERS. He's pulling closer, but he doesn't have it. And we saw the light flash at the back of Ishtar's car. That does mean he's down to 10%. Yeah, he's on 14%. Big Bambino all over the back of the Trompus now. Can he make the move out of Vale? No. He doesn't get as good of an exit. And Joe's past Salieri, or the other way around, I don't know. I think they had a contact at the exit of Vale. And BR4 got squeezed there. Right. Bauma had a bit of oversteer there. You can't have too many mistakes like that, or else he'll be dropped out of the ERS or the DRS range. Bambino is right behind the Trompus now. Oh, so Trompus left the gap. Bambino's on the inside. I think the Trompus might have got a warning there, but I'm not sure. Bambino is very close. Oh, there's been a crash. Oh, it's Steba. That might be another safety car. It's a safety car again. And Bauma is in P2. He can pit for softs now, and he can make the end of the race. He will want to get into that pits as quickly as possible, because if not, and I feel bad for Stell. Stell has just pit, and so has Mitch. And oh, BR4 gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's not good. But Ishtar now leads the race from Zed Trompus, Big Bambino, Alu, Boba Fett, Joe, Pyro. Oh no, those guys are pitting, so it will still be Bauma. Okay, so Bauma will be in 7th on the softs, and it'll be Pyro, BR4, Kayetic, Asfaldo, and Salieri. And then Stellar Repas, Ross, and Mitchell. Now, a bit of luck for Bauma, and he is right in the fight for this win, because we saw what Bauma's tyres were like compared to the fresh mediums at the start of that safety car restart, and the Salieri as well. That those tyres fell off very quickly, but he's still stuck there with Ishtar, and then the safety car came out. I wouldn't put a bet on it, but I think Bauma could be in this fight. And Stell and Joe haven't had the best of races. I predicted that Stell and Joe would be the two favourites, but now I'm not confident in that at all. I'd be more confident in betting Bauma than Joe at the moment, because they're 6th and 7th, but Bauma's on the 6 lap pressure tyres and the softer compound. This will be interesting because we've got the top half, which is on the mediums, and you have the bottom half that have all pit. I'm surprised more people didn't pit. Oh, and Joe has pit. Okay. I mean, he's only going to drop 1 or 2 positions more than he would. And BR4 is back in. Huh? Oh, to get rid of his penalty. Okay. Right. I was a bit slow there. But, yeah, I'm surprised Joe decided to pit. I know he's only going to lose 1 position, but still. I'm still surprised. Hello, Logan. You've actually missed quite a good race. Ishtar and Bauma were fighting for the lead for like 5 laps, and they were way ahead of Trompus in 3rd. And now currently Bauma is the leader of fresh tyres. So at the start of the race I predicted Stell to win, and if Stell didn't win it would be Joe. And currently they're 11th and 12th. So that prediction's gone out the window. Yeah, right. Ishtar has had very good pace. I think, in my opinion, he deserved to win the sprint. He finished 3rd. Got a bit unlucky with DRS. And then he's been comfortably top 3 this whole race. So, yeah. Wait, isn't Ishtar in the fight with me and Ross and ever for 7th. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, you know what? It's fine. Safety car is in next lap, I would say. Not too sure though. The ones to watch are definitely Bauma, Joe, Kayetic, Pyro, all the guys in softs really. But it's gonna be close. I'm gonna say that. Obviously, it's always a DRS train here, but yeah, because of the splitting compound, it's gonna be a good race from here. I don't think I would bet on anyone at the moment to win, because anything can happen. But yeah, just waiting for the safety car to restart now, or safety car to go in now. Joe has 1 lap fresher tires, you know, so Mitch is doing some fuel burning, I think. Right. I wonder can Ishtar hold off SietseBouma22? Obviously he did get comfortably ahead of SietseBouma22 before the safety car, so we'll see. Obviously, Bauma had a very good safety car restart for the first safety car, and that got them a pretty big gap. So, you know, we'll see. What's happened here? Stell has spun or something because Ross got ahead of him? I don't know. Either way, yeah. Right. Safety car in, so let's see. It's interesting, BR4 is close now again. He had an unlucky first lap and then he's right here in the fight again. I wouldn't predict anything, but I think he can finish top 8, to be honest. Right, it's just gone. Oh, and SietseBouma22 is at a bad restart. Bambino's going to be all over him. Bauma had a good restart. He's 6/10 ahead of Pyro. And Bauma has a good cushion to Joe, who is the next closest guy in pace to Bauma today, I think. Behind him, I mean. Obviously, the guys ahead of him as well. But. Kayetic has got past Pyro, but Pyro's back down the inside. And Mitch is ahead of Ross now. Ross has had a terrible restart because he was up in 12th and now he's in 15th. Kayetic all over the back of Pyro. Oh, and Joe's spun. Joe's spun. That's... yeah, he's not had a good race. Neither has Stell. Right. Let's see. Bauma needs to get past the guys ahead before his tires wear out. Oh, and Pyro's got back past Kayetic. They're not giving up, those two. Still the red pass with the fastest lap of the race, 29.0. Ooh, Bauma's had a much better exit than Boba Fett. Can he get past down this straight? No. Bit of oversteer, but he's very close to the back of Boba Fett. He won't go for a move now, but I think after Maggots and Beckett's he can probably go for a move. Let's see, still the red pass is all over the back of Salieri. He's going to try go around the outside of Maggots and Beckett's, and he has. I think Salieri was a bit spooked by the fact that Stell wanted to go down the inside there. BR4 down the inside of Salieri as well, and he's past Salieri, but Salieri's come back on him. He's gonna have to go the long way around at Vale. He has the inside for the next part of Vale, and he gets past him, which compromises Salieri, and Mitch is down the inside. Boba Fett gets a 3-second penalty, and so does Pyro. Salieri's gone a bit deep, but Mitch has made a mistake there. Mitch has had the better exit. He's going to try go for the move. Ah, yeah, but some of the ones here are shit, okay. Oh, and Mitch has spun. Has he had contact there? I think he might have had some contact with it, but I'm not sure. This wasn't really on board. Osvaldo's all over the back of Stell now. Oh, fuck. So Trompus has got past this shit, I never noticed. Ross closing up on the back of Salieri. The gaps are opening up more than they did in the first and second stints. Interestingly enough, Bauma hasn't got past Boba Fett yet. Oh, and Mitch has just had a big penalty. What the fuck's happened to him? And he's got another penalty. He's probably close to disqualification at this point. He needs to get past them, or else his tires will die before he can get a better result. Olu with a penalty now. So Trompus is comfortably leading now. Ishtar closing up with the DRS. Olu closing up with the DRS to Big Bambino. Stella's got past Pyro. And Osvaldo's got past BR4. And I never realized. Well. Ross is going to try to go down the inside Salieri into turn 1? No. I think Salieri out of DRS or out of ERS already, yeah. Okay. He's gonna have the DRS, which will help him. But I think he's still gonna be very vulnerable. Ross is gonna try to go down the inside. Salieri goes deep, which will allow Ross to cut in front of him, and Ross will make the move. Yep, he's past him. Mitchell is retired in the pits, and Stella's got past Kajetic. Stell has actually had a very good final stint. He's up to P7 from P12. Back to the front, and Bouma still hasn't made a move on Boba Fett because he's had the DRS of Valu, and that's prevented him from making any move. And he's been all over the back of him, but he hasn't made a single move to get past him. But he could now. He's a lot more ERS than Boba Fett, but he's still not going to get past. Ross closing up on Osvaldo. Maybe a chance of points for Ross. We'll see. Depends what penalties happen. He's not close enough to make a move. Stell is very close to Bouma. He's gone down the inside of Bouma. But Bouma makes a switchback and he's got past. Stell will be very frustrated by that, because the more time Bouma keeps him behind, the less likely Stell is to get on this podium. Salieri gets a penalty. Everything's very close, but it's also... Shush, shush. Yeah, I know. Ooh, Ross got a penalty. That puts him out of contention with the points, I think. He's in P12, but he could maybe get P11 and get ahead of Pyro, but Bouma on the back of Boba Fett again. Bouma had a poor exit there. Stell will be all over the back of him. Still going to try going down the inside. So still going to have him on his inside going into Vale. But he does get the move done. Ross is all over the back of Osvaldo. He's going to go down the outside. Oh, bit of contact. But he gets the move done. Now, does he have the DRS? No. Osvaldo has the DRS. He's going to have to pay very fine attention. Because tries to go around the outside, which isn't going to work there. Still has the DRS ahead on Boba Fett, so Boba won't gain too much time. They're gonna all concertina up here behind Alu. This brings Kaetic and Pyro into the fight. At the moment, Stel would go fourth on penalties because he has none and everyone else behind him does, and everyone in front of him, well, two people in front of him do, which is fourth and fifth. Oh, and who was that? Boba Fett is off. Boba Fett went into the gravel. That's unfortunate for Stel, as it might drop him out of the DRS, although Alu will probably back up a little to help him out. Making somebody hits Kaetic is right behind Bauma, but he's had a poor exit there, and Bauma's gonna stay ahead, I would say. If I was Stel, I'd be wanting Alu to get out of the way, to be honest. Though I'm not, so. Oh, Osvaldo. You have to get out of the steering, which is gonna put him down, and that was very close to a three-way crash. I didn't catch all of that, but we have to see what's happening up here. Still has the DRS, even though he's 1.1 behind. Stel is quite slow in the straights, I think, because Bauma's been getting a lot of time on him. Big Bambino gonna try to go around the outside of Ishtar. Ishtar pushes him out wide. He's gonna go down the inside into Vale. Makes a bit of contact with Ishtar. And Ishtar says, oh no! Ishtar lost the position. I thought Ishtar said ahead. Oops. So Zed Trompus is your winner. I'm gonna be honest, didn't realise this is the final lap. That was my mistake. So Trompus wins at Silverstone from Big Bambino, Ishtar, Stel Repas, Alu, Bauma, Kaetic, PR4, Osvaldo, Pyro, Salieri, Ross Storm, Boba Fett, and Joe Royal. Only 3 DNFs in the end. And Joe is going for the fastest lap, I would assume. Will he get the fastest lap? I think he does. Yep. Okay. He got 1 point. Oh no, he didn't get a point, but he got the fastest lap at least. Kaetic is your driver of the day according to the game, but to be honest, I would say Trompus is your driver of the day. Because, well, Ishtar was very strong that whole race, and well, Bauma probably would have been up there if he'd got past at the start of the final stint. It was quite a close race. Was a good drive from Gaetic actually, 17th to 7th, but yeah, I would say the Trompus did a better job. But that was your race at Silverstone. Tier 1. It was actually quite an interesting race, even though it's usually a DRS train of a race, but I enjoyed it. It was fun to do some commentary on. Yep, and that's your race. Good night.